Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Ramaya Ramabhadraya Ramachandraya Vedase Raghunathaya Nathaya Sitaya Pataye Namaha Sitaya Pataye Namaha Sitaya Pataye Namaha. We are in Adhyatma Ramayana. Adhyatma Ramayana was composed, for those who are new, was composed by Sri Maharishi Vedvyas, and it brings out the spiritual aspect of the Ramayana, keeping the story in intact, yet how to look at the various aspects, stories of Ramayana from spiritual growth point of view. That is the whole idea that is given here. And we are now entering into Aranyakand. I think last week we started at Dinesh and Seema's place. And we said that Ramayana is it shows us, we know there are different portions of Ramayana. First part is what? Balkand. Second is what? Ayodhyakand. Third, we are entering Aranyakand. And last week we told, or that thought came, that all of us have passed through childhood, Balkand. But as we reach our, and what do you do in your childhood? What is your main purpose? Study and play, right? And Ramchandra did the same thing. He also studied. He studied everything in 4 days. And then he taught his brothers for some time, and other students who were there in the ashram. And after that, the father sent them around. He sent them around Ayodhya, and then we see the ye laga do. Then we see that he sent them around, and they learnt how big the kingdom is. And what is the kingdom called? What is the kingdom called? Ayodhya. Ayodhya is the kingdom. What does Ayodhya mean? Where there is no war. That is Ayodhya. So when we educate ourselves in whatever, scriptures, life, administration, warfare, everything is required. But what it should lead to? Should it lead to, now I learnt everything, now let me go and conquer the whole world? Is it that way? So is it that way? That I should go and conquer the whole world? I should fight with everyone? I should argue with everyone? I should back answer to everyone? I should not listen to everyone? I should order everyone? I should judge everyone? Is that why we have attained all the knowledge? फिर किसके लिए? Our purpose is to reach a state of Ayodhya. That Ayodhya is not outside. That is your mind, where the continuous war is going on. And education, whatever, hopefully Modiji will bring that now in India. And that is to move away from all, to make employees in the society, to learning to be at peace while living. And then when you are at peace with what you have to, where you are, how you are, as you are, when is that possible to be at peace? Only when there is no war going on in our mind. Maximum chatter is only in our mind, isn't it? Outside is less, more is in our mind. How much time we interact with other people? Not as much as we are disturbed by our own mind, you see. So this is important. Education must lead to peace. Must lead to a point. Ayodhya means what? Where there is no war. Where there is no war possible? When you stand apart from the good and the bad. You stop judging. You stop putting everything in a box. Including man, woman, husband, wife, inside, outside, good, bad, war. Yes, the verse that comes in mind is Sukha Dukkha Same Kritva Labha Labhau Jaya Jayo Tato Yuddhaya Yuddhasva Na Shochati Na Kankshati. So remain in the center, don't be affected, influenced, hijacked by Sukha or Dukkha, meaning don't get excited with Sukha, don't get depressed with, did I say Dukkha or Sukha? Don't get excited with Sukha and don't get depressed with Dukkha. Sukh means joy, happiness, and Dukkha means misery. Don't get excited when you are victorious, when you do something, and don't get depressed and dejected when something doesn't go your way. Don't get, yes, why? Because I won the lottery, gain. Labha labhau, alabhau, meaning gain, and then, why every time I spend almost $1 million on lotteries, until now I have not even got $10 of lottery, in my favor. Labha labhau. More important than all this is what? Na shochati, na kankshati. That we do not get disturbed, hijacked, agitated by thoughts of the past. Na shochati. Most of the time our mind is only thinking about past memories or future wishes, the desires which we want to fulfill. So na shochati means don't have any guilt or regrets about what has passed by. Don't ruminate over whatever has passed by, and do not expect anything for the future. Then what will happen? You will remain in the center. You will remain in the poise. Sukha dukkha same kritva. Same kritva means remain equanimous. What our Buddha Bhagavan, he said, mindfulness. This is mindfulness. Remain in the middle. Don't get deviated by this. Don't get deviated. If you do, come back very quickly to the center. If you live at a very shallow level, what is shallow level? Tell me. What is living at shallow level?
Easily disturbed by everything.
How do you get disturbed by everything? What is that which disturbs you at a very shallow level?
Outside situation.
हाँ, so तेरे पास कौन सी गाड़ी है? अच्छा, टोयोटा. मैं तो मर्सिडीज चलाता हूँ. अच्छा, what is how much did you spend for this dress? Only $2,000. My dress is 10,000. अच्छा, earrings. Oh my God, such a beautiful one. From which? Fake है, real है? Such a good one cannot be real. And the moment that something you compare, नहीं, mine is even better. अच्छा, तेरे हाथ कितनी बार टूटे हैं? एक ही बार? मेरे 2 बार टूटे हैं. Everything we compare. Did you have an accident? अरे यार, कितना खर्चा हो गया? यार 5,000 का खर्चा. सिर्फ last time, when I had an accident, मेरा 10,000 का खर्चा. उसमें भी competition. हाथ हो गई यार. हरिओम. उसमें भी competition. So this is how we are, and we have to get out of all this. stand in the middle. Don't get deviated, carried away. So shallowness is when we are only on the surface, and surface is what? Name and form. Everything that glitters is not going to give you happiness. Then where do you go? If there is a shallow waters, when you throw the stone in a shallow water, what happens? It splashes, isn't it? Too many waves happen and the ripples go out, and again the ripples keep coming. If the water is deep, if you throw the same stone in a deep ocean rather than on the shore, what will happen? What will be the result?
Less disturbed.
The moment it touches the water, the depth of the ocean just absorbed it. Hardly any ripple is created. Even if a ripple is created, within a second it vanishes. So are we living at the periphery of our personality, or are we living in the depth of our personality? That depth is samekrutva. That shallowness is sukha, dukha, jay, vijay, jaya, parajay, labh, hani, memories, past and future. This is all periphery. This is not you. This is the mind. Then if I'm the mind, no, you are not the mind. Then who are you? You are the one who is seeing the mind. Because you know all thoughts are coming and going, isn't it? Do you know that every time, every few seconds, what few seconds, that breath is going in and breath is coming out? Can you observe that? Are you observing that whatever words are coming from my mouth, one after the other, sentences are coming and you are hearing it? So who is hearing it? Mind is hearing it. Ear is hearing it. It's coming up, appearing in your mind as a thought, and you are observing it, isn't it? If I say, what did I say? You can repeat it. Swamiji, you said, what did I say? Correct? So that means you are the observer of the traffic that is going on in the mind. You are not the mind. If you can catch this point, you are samekrutva. See? And what happened in Ramayana? In Ramayana, Ramchandraji along with his brothers, they did in the Balkand, they studied this, everything that was supposed to be taught, and they were such good students that then when you have studied everything, now you have to put into practice. You have to get into a job, or rather than a job, you have to get placement, isn't it? So what was the placement of Ramchandraji and Lakshman? They were taken away by Vishwamitra and given some extra tools, and he showed them all this knowledge is not just book knowledge, what you have studied from sage Vashishta. Now you have to put it into action. And when you put it into action, you do it for the service of the society. You don't do it for your own personal benefit. And what was the service of the society? First was protect the rishis, protect the truth. Because rishis are continuously contemplating on the truth. And he said, you come with me, I am doing a great, because what is his name? Vishwamitra, the friend of the whole creation. He is taking Ramchandraji away, and he says, I want to take both of your sons, and he makes them protect his yajna. And what is he doing? The yajna is for the benefit of the total world. That is worthy cause. Where do we put our energies? Some company, some employer, some McDonald's, some cafe. Put energy on something greater. When will that happen? When you are samekrutva inside. When your education system has taught you what is worthy to be pursued in life. See? Then the right teacher comes into your life. Then the right circumstances come into your life. And Ramchandraji, one after the other, he he and Lakshmanji, both of them excelled themselves in every task that was given, isn't it? And eventually, हाँ थोड़ा हीटर कम कर दो, बहुत गर्म है. And eventually, Ramchandra ji, he turned a stone into a woman, Ahalya. Then he broke the bow. All this was possible because he was being led by a great master. He was being led by a great teacher. He was having the guidance of a great rishi, a great seer. But are you going to hold finger of someone for the whole life? Are you going to hold the finger of the Guru all life? Are you going to hold the finger of the God and the statue in front of Ram, 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 Ram? Are you not going to come to a point where you see Ram in your own heart or that Guru in your own heart? That shift must happen. That shift must happen. And that here Ramchandra ji is not trying to do that. He is already knowing himself. What he is, the journey that he is on. And where did he come to know himself? In Yoga Vashishta. Just before Vishwamitra took him on the journey to kill the demons and for the marriage and everything. Before that, Ramchandra ji, Lakshman and all the brothers, they had gone on a tour of Ayodhya. How big our kingdom is, how great our kingdom is, how prosperous our kingdom is. And as they were going, the brothers were doing everything and Ramchandra ji was only doing satsang with all the Mahatmas. And in that satsang, one question troubled him throughout the journey. His question was, what is the purpose of my life? You must have also asked that question. I also asked that question. And that question took me to where I am today. Now I'm confusing others by asking that question. So, what is the purpose of my life? Is it to be a husband or a wife or a mother or a citizen or a spiritual seeker? What is the purpose? Have you ever asked that question? I think every child asks that question. And when they don't get that answer, they go into wrong ways. They go into drugs, they go into alcohol, they go into smoking. Why? Because suddenly all these unwanted questions for which they have got no answer, the alcohol douses it. The drugs, the mind is empty. Chala yaar, yeah, this is better. At least I'm not thinking. And nowadays you see all the teenagers and youth till 10, 12, they are sleeping. Why they are sleeping? Because they don't want to face their mind. There's nothing what you call worthy in their life for them to pursue. That is the reason. Ramchandra ji was not like this. Lakshman ji was not like this. Our education system doesn't teach this. At least parents should teach their children what is worthy. Not given to what the society is teaching. We have to set the parameters in our own home. See? So, Balkand happened, education happened. In Ayodhya-kand, holding the hand of the teacher, we invoked the potential which was hidden within us under the tutelage of the Guru Maharaj. Who is this Guru? Who is a friend of the world, who has got no axe to grind, who is a Brahma Rishi, a perfected one. And after that, now we are entering into Aranyakand. Aranyakand is a place. How long will you keep being an apprentice? Eventually, you will graduate from the apprenticeship 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 4 year. After that, what will you do? You have to handle the department of life or whichever department you are being given. And you have to deal with the staff, you have to deal with the procurements, you have to deal with the management, you have to deal every aspect. You have been trained now. Now you deal with it. Aranyakand is that life. Now you have to deal with the life alone. There is no one. And you have got responsibility. What is that responsibility? Wife. See, what is your responsibility, Adhyatma point of view?
To find ourselves.
Huh?
To find ourselves.
No, but what is that responsibility? So here I am teaching and you are listening. As long as I am teaching, you are understanding. Many times it happens. I heard it from people. It happened to us also. When we are in the class within the ashram with Swamiji, everything is clear. The moment we come out, we forget, what did Swamiji say? It has gone somewhere deep, but it's not available straight away. But in here, so in Aranyakand, what is the wife here? Who is your wife? It's not only man and woman is wife. So within one person, who is the Purusha and who is the Prakriti? Now you will understand.
Mind.
ना अब आया ना वाइफ बोला तो नहीं आता प्रकृति बोलने से आ जाता है. So you are the Purusha, Atma is the Purusha, and mind is the Prakriti. So you have the responsibility to take care of the mind. It should not be hijacked by Ravana. The Dashanan. Who is this Dashanan? The one who is living at the sensory level. He is Dashanan. It is your responsibility. And in that, while you are living this life in Aranyakand, what are you doing there for? Now you have jumped into life. After your apprenticeship, you have jumped into life. Now you have to start living. You have to start putting into practice everything that you have learned, everything that concludes. And the learning is continuous. It's not going to conclude because now I have finished, now I have stopped learning. It should not be that way. Learning is possible only when the goal is higher. If the goal is lower, a shallow goal, only money, this, that can also be a motivation. But here, what is Ramchandraji's goal? Just now, 2-3 classes before we saw, Vashisht Maharaj takes Bharat away from Ramchandraji and says, hey, stop pestering your brother to come back to Ayodhya. You don't know who he is. He says, who is he? He is Lord Narayana himself taken avatar as Ram. And so, wait, my brother Narayana. Immediately he remembers Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkritam dharma sansthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. Bhagwan again and again appears for what? For protection of the sadhus, destruction of the evil, to re-establish the dharma. He appears, takes incarnation again and again. So what is the purpose of Ramchandraji now? He is just following what he has been told. He is not following inside, I have to kill Ravana. He doesn't even know at this moment there is someone called Ravana. Or he may have heard, but he doesn't know that his purpose is to kill Ravana. You will say, oh, Ramchandraji is Narayana, he knows everything. He may, but as a Maryada Purushottam Ram, he has nowhere shown throughout Ramayana that he is God. He acts as a perfect human being, isn't it? And why is he doing that? To show us that we can also pursue that goal and perfect ourselves in this lifetime. See? That the Ravana coming will come now. In Aranyakand, that challenge will come. It has not come yet. But what is he doing in Aranyakand? He is going, he will meet various Mahatmas. So many souls in the past, cycles of creation, they have been waiting to be blessed by Sri Ram for their liberation. So he is going to go through this forest and all of them are going to come and meet him, and that's how here Mahadev ji is starting this Aranyakand. He says, Shri Mahadeva Uvacha Atha Tatra Dinam Sthitva Prabhate Raghunandanaha Snatva Munim Samamantriya Prayanayopachakrame Mune Gacchamahe Sarve Munimandala Manditam Vipinam Dandakam Yatra Tvamagnyatumiharhasi. Lord Shiva said, "O Parvati," this whole Adhyatma Ramayana, as our Maharishi Vedvyas is explaining it, it is not that I am telling you. It is always someone is telling someone. And here Mahadev ji is telling Parvati ji, I told you why. You were there last week? No. So why is Mahadev telling the story of Rama? Because Shivji has the most beautiful wife called Parvati ji, Gauri Mata. She is the most beautiful one. She is the most dedicated one. Sarva Gun Sampanna. And he is sitting with his eyes closed. She's standing in front of him waiting. Please open your eyes and look at my beauty and look at my qualities, and everyone wants some appreciation. But Mahadev, eyes closed for years and years and years, light years, not our years. He is sitting in meditation, she is waiting. And then one day she says, Oji. Eventually he opens his eyes. Yeah. She's not saying this out of, she's completely surrendered, she's completely in tune, she's completely in awe with her husband. Because remember how much tapasya she did to get married to Lord Shiva. So she says, I am such a beautiful person standing in front of you, waiting for such a long time, and you are not looking at me. Who is that person, or what is that on which you are thinking in meditation for so long that you don't even like to open your eyes? He says, what you have asked is a very pertinent question. Wonderful. Come, sit here. Makes her sit next to her. And she asks also not out of jealousy. She doesn't ask out of, oh, what about me? Not that feeling. She is asking that, what is that? I also want to know. Because she is Pativrata. So he says, come, I'll tell you the story of Ram. And he started this story. And so here he says, oh Parvati, Ram stayed at the hermitage of sage Atri and Anusuya, and the next morning he bathed and prepared to leave. Snatva munim samamantre prayana upachakrame. So after having taken bath and everything and done his morning ablutions, he prepared to leave. He said, Mune gacchamahe sarve munimandala manditam vipinam dandakam yatra Tvam agnyatu miharhasi, O sage, O Sagetri, we wish to go to the Dandakaranya. They are already in Dandakaranya, but they are going to go deeper into the Dandakaranya forest, which is the below Nasik. Now they are going there. And which is by different groups and clusters of hermits. See, who are there? Hermits, sages, ascetics. So please give us your permission. We are not going for sightseeing. We are going for what? To meet hermits, sages, saints, etc. If the child tells Mummy, I am going to play. Sit and where are you going? Why you have to go? Mummy, I am going to study. Go. मम्मी आई एम वॉचिंग टीवी. पहले तो डांट पड़ती है, टीवी नहीं, आई एम वॉचिंग टीवी टू सी दैट हिस्टोरिकल चैनल. अच्छा अच्छा, फिर पढ़ सुन देख ले. पर टीवी का नाम सुनते ही पहले गुस्सा आता है मम्मी को. तो अत्री जी इज नॉट अ गुस्से वाला पर्सन. ही इज द फादर ऑफ दत्तात्रेय महाराज, Anusuya and Atri ji. So he says, please give us your permission after one night stay. Now he says, what? Marga pradarshanarthaya. मार्ग प्रदर्शनार्थाय शिष्याज्ञातुमर्हसि श्रुत्वा रामस्य वचनं प्रहस्यात्रीर्महायशाः प्राह तत्र रघुश्रेष्ठं राम राम सुराश्रय सर्वस्य मार्गद्रष्टा त्वं तव को मार्गदर्शकः तथापि दर्शयिष्यन्ति तव लोकानुसारिणः. Ramchandra ji is saying, this is the humility of Ramchandra ji. He is a realized master. Already he knows his self. Sita ji knows his self. Ramchandra ji himself is an avatar of Narayana. But he is behaving as if he is just a normal human being. And he says, oh great sage, give instructions to some of your disciples to show us the path, where we should go. Whom should we ask? भूले भटके से पूछोगे तो वो भी भूला भटका तुम्हें भी भटकाएगा, है कि नहीं? अंधे से पूछोगे तो अंधा क्या तुम्हें बताएगा कहाँ जाना है? तुम किससे पूछोगे? दृष्टा से पूछो. So I'm going into Hindi. You ask a seer. You ask who will you ask about physics? From a geography teacher. You'll ask problems of physics from physics teacher. You'll ask problems of chemistry from a chemistry teacher, not from a mathematics teacher. Similarly, where do I go in this forest, this wild forest where I have to go? Where should I go? Which path should I take? You ask a person who knows. Whom do we ask? Whom do we ask in life? Our mates. What have they seen in life? Nothing. They know all wrong things, so you also start doing wrong things. है कि नहीं? Whom do you, in Australia, few cases have come, that's why I'm telling you. So people want to divorce. So they go. Where do they go? To a counselor. Who is a counselor? She or he themselves are divorced. Will they ever want you to be together? No. So whom will you go? Who is having a wonderful, happy, or someone who has lived for 50, 60, 40, whatever the number of years. They are happily married. It's a misnomer, but okay. But they are getting along well. They are laughing. Their children have grown up well. You go and ask such a way, yeah, but this is happening. We want to just share our life, see where we are going wrong. Third person can, such a family, if you go to such a couple, they will maybe be able to guide you. But a person who has separated, what that person can guide you? Similarly, here also, they ask the sage Atri and ask that please tell your disciples to show us the path. Hearing these words of Sri Ram, the most famous and renowned sage, Sage Atri replied, Praha tatra ragushreshtham rama Shrutva ramasya vachanam prahasyatri mahayashaha. What Atri ji is saying, because we saw towards the end of the last canto, Adhyatma, when Ramchandra ji and Sita ji went into Atri's ashram, Atri ji sees Ramchandra ji, closes his eyes, he knows this fellow is Narayana himself. He does his whole puja and everything, and after the welcoming is done, Ramchandra ji falls at his feet. And so thinking again, he says, "Oh Sri Ram, oh the shelter of all the gods." Praha tatra ragushreshta Rama Sura Ashraya. Sura means all gods. Sura Asura. Asura is the demons, Sura is the devas. Ashraya, refuge. You are the refuge of all the gods. And you are asking me where I should go. You see? Now understand, adhyatmically, spiritually, who are the devas? Virtues, but more specifically, they are your all potential within you. So when those who have done a little bit of puja, you would be knowing the Ashwini Kumars are the nostrils, the right eye is the sun god, left eye is the moon god, the Agni Devta is the speech, Narayana is in the feet, Indra is in the hands and the mind, and Shiva is in the heart. These are their locations. That is their that is from where they get invoked. So the entire universe, how big is the universe? Oh my God. Where is it? It's within you only. Within this body is the microcosm of the total universe. Every planet. How many planets are there in the solar system?
9, 8.
8, 9, according to our. So 9 planets are the 9 organs within your tummy. Each one, liver, pancreas, gallbladder, etc., etc. Similarly, the sun, the moon, the maruts, the adityas, everyone is located. Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh, everything is out here in this body, only you can catch. Question is, if you have never heard it, now you are hearing it, now what are you going to do about it? Are you going to invoke it? Acha, nice story. Aage bolo. Are we going to invoke it? Baba invoked it. Ramchandra ji invoked it. You see, where is Baba? यहाँ अंदर है ना फोटो, यहाँ पे है, सामने है. So Baba, he was also born like you and me. Ramchandra ji were also, okay, it was a divine birth through Paisam, but he was also a baby. He also grew. Baba also was born a baby. He also grew. You are also a baby. You are also growing. What have you done with this, with your life, and what has he done with his life? Socho zara. In which direction our life is going, in which direction their life is going. That possibility of that direction of life is available to every one of us. But did we choose it? We quickly blame, oh, my parents never told me. His parents also didn't tell him. His parents also. And every child, as he is growing up, as he is a teenager, he is spiritual to some extent. These questions which Ramchandra ji had as a child, or Sai Baba had as a child, he was sitting and contemplating, where does the space begin, where does the space end? They say sun rises, sun sets, but how can sun rise and sun set? It must be, all these contemplations every teenager does, but he doesn't go further than that. Then he gets lost. Why? Only study, learn and give exams. उसी में फंस जाता है फिर बाद में. उसको, how do you balance it? So here Ramchandra ji, he's saying, oh Ram, you are the shelter of gods. He recognizes. Now he's telling him. But will Ram accept? He just smiles away. Here he says, you are the path blazer for all. You show the correct path to all the creatures of this creation, because you are the material out of which the whole creation is made, and you are the creator of the whole creation. Two things, Nimitta Karan and Upadan Karan. You don't have any experience of that in life. Maybe mothers have. You are the material out of which your child is made, and you are the creator of that child. You are only feeding, you are only on you the child is getting nourished inside, isn't it? Mummy, TV बंद करो. आवाज आ रही है उधर से. And so he says, they then say, who can be competent enough to show you the path? No, we can't. You don't ask me the path. You are the one who's showing the path to everyone. Nevertheless, sarvasya marga darshtatvam tavako marga darshakaha. You are the path shower to everyone. Who can show you the path? Tavako, tavakaha. Tathapi darshayishyanti tava lokanusarinaha. Since you are following the normal behavior of an ordinary person, Atriji diplomatically is putting, because he has to be very careful because he knows it is Narayana himself standing in front of him. He says, since you are following the normal behavior of an ordinary human, my disciples will surely show you the way. See, Ajo, come in. So, in some places where Ramchandraji has gone, there have been only the sages. This place, when he's saying, please ask your disciples, means it must be an ashram with disciples who are studying under the tutelage of sage Atri and Anusuya. And so here he says that some places were monasteries, some places were only ashrams, etc. etc. Nadhya santarane kaschit upayo vidyate nava uchuste vidyate nauka sudridha raghunandana tarayishyamahe yushman vayameva vakshanadiha tato navi samaropya Sitam Raghava Lakshmanau Kshanat Santarayamasuhu Nadim Munikumarakaha Rama Bhinandita Sarve Jagmuratre Rathashramam. O Brahmacharis, who are these Brahmacharis? They are the students in the ashram of Atri, and who are just like we were in the ashram with Swamiji. And what did we do there? Sir, khana pina sona? Nahi. From morning 4 o'clock till 9 o'clock at night. Work hard. No, in the afternoon just 1 hour of sleep. But from morning 4 o'clock till 9 o'clock, no, completely washed, exhausted. You are so exhausted that you touch the bed, you are gone. This problem doesn't come कि मुझे नींद नहीं आती. क्या करना है? How many? Six classes, 6 or 7 classes. Sometimes it was 7, sometimes it was 6. 6 classes, 1.5 hours long every day. Apart from that, every day Narayan Seva. What is Narayan Seva? Cleaning the ashram, jhadu maro, trim the plants, etc., etc., water the plants. All of us, not just me, every one of us. Clean the kutia and other things. Then apart from that, wash the dishes of 200 people for breakfast, lunch and dinner. And plus any special activities. If Shivratri is coming, we have to clean the entire temple and stand there for whole day breaking the coconuts. We didn't know we had a hand after breaking, because 3 lakh people used to come, everyone bringing a coconut. Ashram mein 3 lakh people. And we are how many? 26 of us. Out of that, girls will not break the coconut, because if they break one, the hand will only work. Then what? So we are only how many? 15 of us left. Plus few more volunteers. 3 lakh, 300,000 coconuts. And it was like a machine. Katak, 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 katak. In one go, we have to break, open, put it, and give it for prasad. Anyway, this. But that is just one festival. Every festival. So, who are these brahmacharis? They are students obtaining scriptural education and observing celibacy. What does observing celibacy mean? Those who have their senses under control, those who are practicing to keep the mind under control so that the mind does not leak out of the senses to something that is fascinating. That is brahmacharya. Apart from controlling your vitalities. And in this way, is there any way to cross the river or not? When this question was asked, the disciples replied, "O Raghunandan, O Sri Ram, where are we? Tarishyamahe Yushman vayameva kshanadiha tato navi samaropya Sitam Raghava Lakshmanau." They say Uchuste Vidyate Nauka Sudrudha Raghunandana. And they replied to Raghunandan, there is a strong boat. Uchuste Vidyate Nauka Sudrudha. Sudrudha, specially very strong. Drudha means firm. Sudrudha, very firm. And what is very firm? Nauka. Nauka is a feminine. It is not masculine. Mala, male, malaha. Nauka, nauke, naukaha. So, there is a boat, and here we shall put you into it and take you across the river in a short while. Then the brahmacharis boarded Sri Ram Laxman along with Sita on the boat and took them soon to the other side of the river. Then, after being praised and honored by Sri Ram, they returned to the hermitage of their Guru Sage Atri. Now see, Ramchandraji, Lakshmanji and Sitaji could have gone to so many places, isn't it? But they came here. Firstly, they are disciples of Sage Atri. They came to Sage Atri. All the disciples also got the darshan of Sri Ram. मुक्ति हो गई, रास्ता क्लियर हो गया. What sadhana did, when we come to Shabri, you'll see what sadhana did Shabri do. She only followed the dictates of her teacher. She says, what should I do? He said, don't worry, you just chant Ram one day in this lifetime, because she had not, all she used to do was clean the ashram, Matanga Muni's ashram. And she said, oh, I had never studied scriptures. I listen, but I don't understand. After you go away, all these brahmacharis, they will throw me out because I am a Shudra. He said, no, I understand what you are saying. But you take the name of, you remember Ram, and Lord is going to come himself to you and give you darshan. These brahmacharis are also getting darshan. They have not aspired to see Ram, but Ram has come to them to give them darshan. कुछ तो पुण्य किया होगा. अम्मा ने तुम सबको बुला लिया आज, है ना? आपने बुलाया था? मैंने नहीं बुलाया, मैं तो खाली रखता हूँ अपने दिमाग को. So in this way, and they are getting that Ramchandra ji, अज्ञान तिमिरा, क्या बोलते हैं, the one who helps people to cross the ocean of samsara and ignorance. That Ramchandra ji, that Narayana, that Shakti, that Sita ji, Prakriti, the brahmacharis are helping to take across the river. देखो the contradiction. Seva. Why? Only because Ramchandra ji is giving that opportunity. Only because Ramchandra ji is behaving as if he is a normal human being. Then after, when they drop him on the other side of the river, Kshanat Santara Yama Suhu Nadim Muni Kumarakaha, when the Muni Kumaras very quickly they put all the energies together, took the boat on the other side. Rama Abhinandita Sarve. Ramchandraji praised every one of them of their availability, of their qualities, जो भी कुछ उनको दिखा होगा. And then Jagmuhu Atre Rathashramam, and then they all returned to their teacher's ashram, which is Atri Muni's ashram. Tavetya vipinam ghoram jhelli jhankaranaditam nanam rugabagana kirnam simhavyagradi bhishanam rakshasair ghoro rupaischa sevitam roma harshanam pravishya vipinam ghoram ramo lakshmanam abravit. Then they, Sri Ram, Laxman and Sita, reached a very dense and wild forest echoing with the clamor. Usually, where do the Mahatmas live? Usually, very few will live deep in the jungle. Who are these ones who live deep in the jungle? Those who are fearless, those who are in tune with nature, those who have those in whose presence all the wild beings become friendly to each other. And there you read Amar Chitra Katha, you can read these stories. One great saint was our कौन था भाई? Sangdev Maharaj. Sangdev Maharaj was 1400 years old. Only we are talking only 7th century. Only 900 years ago की बात है ये. So he had already lived 1400 years. And in those 1400 years, he has perfected his abilities. He used to become young, again change his name, again live. And over the 14 lives, which is the 14 bhuvanas, he has conquered all the bhuvanas, all the siddhis are with him, all the animals, the moment they come in his presence, they forget their animal nature and they become friendly. So the rat is having a piggyback on the cat. Like that. All of them are going. And then at that time, Jnaneshwar Maharaj, a young 12, maybe 9-year-old young boy, he comes to hear of his greatness. People are saying there's a great young saint who has been, who everyone is talking about. Who is this? Jnaneshwar Maharaj. He 1400 years, all scriptures at his fingertips, all siddhis at his fingertips, confused. What letter should I write to him? But inside him, he wants to talk to him. He wants to write to him. He did not know, should I say, my Ashirvad to you? My Ashirvad to you? Yeah, I am older and he is younger, so I should be giving Ashirvad. But they say he is a great saint. Then, if he is a great saint, he is a realized master, then should I say, I seek your presence, I seek your Ashirvad? इसी में confused हो गया वो Sangdev Maharaj. And eventually, this happens to us also. Should I say or should I not say? Should I say or should I not say? So he sent a blank paper to Jnaneshwar Maharaj. Empty. No, nothing written on it. And then Jnaneshwar Maharaj then answered him that I am happy with your letter. At least it shows that your mind is empty, that there is no ahankar. And in this way, then he gave 65 verses on that piece of paper, which when he reads, he realized these are words of a master. And immediately he comes with the shows. He's riding a tiger and all the animals are there, all the people, huge crowd. And these 4 brothers and sisters, Jnaneshwar Maharaj, Nivrittinath, Sopan Dev and Muktabai, they are sitting on a wall and brushing their teeth. And suddenly someone comes and tells, hey, Sangdev Maharaj is coming, Sangdev Maharaj is coming. Okay, coming. Nivrittinath will not say anything. Sopande will not say anything. Jnaneshwar Maharaj is cool. ठीक है. But our energy, Shakti, Mukta Bhai, Dada, he is coming and he is so elderly. We should not make him come to us. We should go and welcome him. He says, yes. Make this wall fly. No. She is only 7 years old. She thinks a great deal about her brother, that my brother can do anything. She says, make this, let's go with the, why we have to, if we walk, it will take too long. By that time, he will come to us. Let's go and welcome him on the way itself. So make this wall take us. Jnaneshwar Maharaj said, chal. And the ball flies and they land in front of him. That Songde Maharaj, after he is coming with such a zing bang gang, he's hurry, I have got power over the living beings, but this fellow is making a inert wall, jada padartha. He has control over jada padartha, making the brick wall to fly. Immediately gets down from the tiger, falls at the feet of Jnaneshwar Maharaj. See? I see, this is just one story. There are so many of them. And so Atri Muni, where were they? They were on the periphery of the forest. Why? Because their job is not to live in isolation, but to live away from the society, yet in proximity to the society, so that people from towns, villages, etc., they can come visit, do satsang and visit and uska labh utha sake. And now they have entered into the deep forest. Then they reached a very dense and wild forest, echoing with chirping of insects such as crickets, etc., was full of different types of wild, ferocious and cruel animals such as lions, tigers, etc. It was infested with horrible demons who assumed terrible shapes and forms. Entering that wild, dense, fearsome, awful and thrilling forest, Sri Ram said to Laxman, the other day we were in where I live in Glen Waverley. So there was a big sound. And someone who's staying with us, he got up and came out, put the light on. Someone else also came from the other room. And, where did that sound come from? And they said, and then this fellow, because the door is closed, next to the door there is a glass panel, and in front of the glass panel there is a curtain. You can't see anything outside. If the light is on inside, you can't see anything outside. He says, I saw someone going there. Someone is out there. And both of them are shivering there. See? You know which is the biggest ghost that you can come across?
Doubt.
You are the biggest ghost. Individuality is the biggest ghost. It does not exist. Only spirit exists. Only divinity exists. And you accept not as the divinity, but you accept as the individuality. This ego is the biggest ghost. So now all these challenges, what is this? These are the phobias. Phobia of lion, phobia of snake crawling on your skin. You go to Uluru. We just went to Uluru 2-3 weeks ago. If you are not wearing a net, the flies will enter into your ears and make home there. And they can even pierce your eardrums. You have to be careful. It has happened to me before. And because we didn't have the net that time. So you are doing this, and you are walking, and suddenly one fly will come, the big ones in Uluru. It went in here. And I sneezed. It came out from the other side. Because there is a hole there, it came out from this side, or it comes out of the mouth. But imagine if it went and stuck up there. गड़बड़ हो जाएगी. उसके बाद this time when I went, नहीं यार, first I was not going, but they bought my ticket to go to the room. So I said, okay, what? Then someone told me, take the net. So I took the net with me and told them also to buy the net. That was the best thing we did in that entire yatra. Otherwise, so many flies. So same way, we have phobia of darkness, we have phobia of a lizard, we have phobia of what? Very common? Spider. देखा किसी ने बोला spider. Huh? This time we went to Bali just 2 months ago and someone had a phobia of snake. And we went to place one called Tana Lot, na? Tana Lot. And it's a temple in the ocean, and if the tide is low, you can walk to the temple. When the tide is high, you cannot walk to the temple. And just opposite the temple, there are 2 snakes living in a cave. And before going to the temple, you are supposed to take blessings of the snake. They are white and black, poisonous. And we all, सबके सब स्वामी जी के साथ हैं, तो कुछ नहीं होगा. कैसे नहीं होगा भाई? तो बट मैंने भी कभी टच नहीं किया, मैं भी पहले जा रहा हूँ. मैंने कहा ठीक है, सबके साथ मेरे को भी जाना है. तो अंदर गए, मैं सोचा कुछ समथिंग बिग विल बी देयर. दे ओनली स्मॉल वंस, इतने छोटे छोटे, बट पॉइजनस. So when I went there, the priest was sitting there, 2 of those snakes were there. I touched, and this girl was there with us, and she says, Swamiji, I can't. I said, you have to overcome your fears. Actually, I wanted to overcome my fear.
Just touch the snakes.
Yeah.
Poisonous and something.
So, don't you touch your mind every day? It is so poisonous. No problem. It is more poisonous. Don't you touch the ego every day? It's even more poisonous. That time you don't complain. But just the moment you touch, ego will vanish. The moment you want to touch the mind, mind will vanish. The moment you touch the snake, the fear of snake will vanish. And that's what happened to her. So first I went, पहले तो मैं bravely कर लिया, no problem. फिर उसने कहा, Swamiji, I can't touch, I can't. I said, oh, give me your hand. And with her hand, I touched the snake. That was nothing. I said, good. Then we went to see the temple, came back. I said, now, and we're just about to wear the shoes and go. I said, can I ask you something? She says, yes. You want to really overcome the fear? She says, yes. Now go and touch independently. I will not come with you. And she went in. And she did it. And she was crying afterwards. That overcome came one barrier which was in her mind. Next time you have a fear of spider, take one spider, put it in your pocket and roam around. Whatever you are afraid of, you have to face it. So in this way, now we are entering into the wild forest where you are entering into life without the Guru Maharaj. Nobody to hold your finger. Nobody to tell you what to do, what not to do. You have to make your decisions. You have to come to your own conclusions. You have to face every challenge that comes your way. You have to overcome all the fears. Pehle to Guru Maharaj, before Guru Maharaj was there, so the child is absolutely fearless. You know that in Titanic, that example, when say, child, you are not afraid. No, I am with mom. What is there to be afraid of? And the ship is sinking. Not in Titanic. It was the Poseidon adventure. I am in my mom's lap. I am not afraid. Mom may be afraid, but he is not afraid. Why? I am in a protective embrace. See? So here so when one goes into the forest of life, now we have to live our own. We have to, whatever we have studied, whatever we have learned, whatever we have practiced, now is the time to put into practice independently. Itah param prayatnena gantavyam sahitena me dhanur gunena sanyojya sharanapi kare dadhata agre yasyamyaham paschat tvamanvehi dhanurdharaha avayor madhyaga sita mayevatma paratmanoho. From here onwards we must walk with great vigilance and keep ourselves fully alert. Now tell me, all of you came from your home, did you? You all drove? How much alertness and vigilance was required to keep the car focused on the destination and yet keep your mind sane, not to react, not to lose focus, and keep the car in the right lane. And if some other car fellow is not driving properly, etc., etc., you have to be alert about all those things, isn't it? Why? You want to reach the destination. My point here is alertness and vigilance. Are we having that level of alertness and vigilance regarding what is going into our mind? Are we having that alertness and vigilance? Watching TV and taking all the unwanted data in? Socho zara. Unwanted conclusions. Today someone came, took me for lunch, and he said, something has happened. And he says, oh, Swamiji, who told you this? I said, whoever told me. Why should I tell you who told me this? No, did they tell you because they wanted you to have an opinion about me? They were trying to defame me. They were trying to do this. They were trying to do that. I said, why you come to this conclusion? Maybe they like you. Have they not told that why you are leaving? He says, yes. So who will say why you are leaving? Those who don't want you to leave. But you are thinking opposite. Buy one coffee, then I'll answer other questions. We only want to think that people are manipulating us, people are bad, people are, they want to take us for a ride. Why can't you think that they have the best thoughts for you, best feelings for you, therefore, but why did they tell you? I said, whom they will tell? They will tell some other person who will come and judge you. For me, whether you are there or not there does not matter at all. So whom should they tell? Did I ask you this point? No. Did I ask you ever? Did I come across as if the moment we met, did I judge you? No. तो तुम पहले से क्यों इस कंक्लूजन पे पहुंच जाते हो? Why? अहंकार, विमूढ़ आत्मा कि मैं कुछ हूं, मेरे everyone is against me, everyone is anti me. It's not a him, every one of us is like that. In some places, at workplace or at home or at social circles, everywhere it is like that. But why can't we think positive? So here he says, we must walk with great vigilance, and when we are alert and vigilant, if you are alert and vigilant towards the world, that is one thing. Second is, you are alert and vigilant towards the spirit. If something which you have never experienced in your life, it comes in front of you. If you are alert and vigilant, what will take place at that moment? If you are alert and vigilant right now and one spider starts walking in front of you, if you are alert and vigilant, what will be your disposition? That's what I'm asking. I'm asking. Don't wait for my answer.
We'll know it straight away, like.
Yes, that is the eyes are seeing.
We'll be more relaxed, more cool, and not react.
We'll run away from it. No.
We'll observe.
The word she used was, we will not react. If you are alert and vigilant, you will respond. You will not react. Whenever you are in fight or flight mode, big problem. If you fight, उसके लिए भी एनर्जी चाहिए, और अगर अरे बाप रे क्या करूं, भागो. But if you are alert, you will think of a response. A response is emotions are there, conviction is there. I have got the arrows, I have got the bow, I have to take care of my wife. My brother is there, he is also a great person, etc., etc., etc. But this challenge which has come in front of me, I have never come across something like this. Abhi Virad Vad ka aega abhi. So that challenge is coming. They have never seen such a creature in their life. So how do we deal with it? You need all your faculties available. They will be only available if you are not in a reactionary mode. And to be not in a reactionary mode, you have to be alert. To be alert, you have to be alert towards the center, the poise. Not, what is that poise? Samay krutva. Remain in the center. Then whether there is something or not, or it is not there, you're still alert. That is the alertness we are looking for. And if you can live that with that alertness 24/7, 365 days a year, you cannot go wrong in life. You see your growth, you see your unfoldment. You'll start living every moment to its fullest. And only in the moment the creativity happens. Creativity doesn't happen when you remember the past or you think about the future. Creativity happens when you are in the present moment. So here he says, I will string my bow and keep an arrow ready in hand and walk in front, while you must walk similarly in the rear. Sita must walk in the middle, walk in between the two of us, just as Maya stays between the Supreme Lord and the creature. So who is our Sita ji? She is the Prakriti. She is our mind. And who is Ramchandra ji? He is the spirit. And who is Lakshman ji? Mind. No.
Time.
You can say time, or you can say energy. The time भी बोल सकते हो, movement भी बोल सकते हो, because time is movement is time. So between the two of them, mind. So mind is being protected by the spirit, and the mind is being protected by the movement also. Too much movement, agitation. No movement, sleep. See? And they keep, till now, how it was? Ramchandra ji, Lakshman ji and Sita ji. Sita ji was following. Or, no, Sita ji was in the front, Ramchandra ji was behind her, and Lakshman ji was behind him. Now the equation has changed. Ramchandra ji in the front, Sita ji is in the middle, and Lakshman ji is at the back. Are we ever so deliberately taking care of our mind? We take care of the clothes that you have worn, the pakodas that you have made, the temperature, the masala, all that you are taking care. Do we take care of what our eyes are seeing? Are we taking care of what data is going into our mind? Are we taking care of what type of people we are associating with? Are we taking care of all those parameters? Physical parameters, majority of us do take care. But what about emotional parameters? What about intellectual parameters? We get, because someone said he's bad, so I also start getting convinced that he's bad or she's bad. Without any data, without any facts, without having met that person. होता है ना कभी कभी. It should not be like this. So we have to feed the right data to the senses. We must feed the right data to the mind, cultivate the right emotions, cultivate the right convictions, and all this right convictions, right emotions, and right uh, uh, collection of data through the five senses is only possible if our focus is not on the stimuli of the senses, is not our focus is not on the emotion, the various emotions, our attention is not on the various convictions, but our attention is on the spirit that we are. When our attention is on the spirit that we are, the spirit alone is making the in convictions possible. The spirit, in the presence of the spirit alone, the emotions are possible. In the presence of the spirit alone, the senses are able to function. In a dead man, nothing of this functions. Why? Spirit is not there. To take care of yourself in the correct manner. One line, Adhyatma Ramayana. Sita must walk in between the two of us, just as Maya stays between the Supreme Lord and the creature. Avayor madhyaga Sita mayevatma paratmanoho. चक्षुश्चारय सर्वत्र दृष्टं रक्षोभयं महत विद्यते दण्डकारण्ये श्रुतपूर्वमरिन्दमा इत्येवं भाषमाणौ तौ जग्मतु सार्धयोजनम् इत्येवं भाषमाणौ तौ इत्येवं भाषमाणौ तौ जग्मतु सार्धयोजनं तत्रैका पुष्करिण्यास्ते कल्हारकुमुदोत्पलैः. So then he says, "O the vanquisher, conqueror of opponents, enemies, keep a watchful eye in every direction." He's telling Lakshman. As we have heard earlier, there appears a great fear from demons in this forest. In this way, talking cheerfully with each other, they went ahead carefree for a distance of about 1.5 yojanas. 1.5 yojanas is about 12 miles. There was a small lake there adorned by lilies, lotuses, and hyacinths. And then what happens, we will see it in our next class. Then if I tell what happens, then you will not sleep. Because you will forget everything I have told and only think of this creature. So till here we have done up till 15th verse. Now we'll look at it from the 16th verse in our next class. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Just sit quietly for a moment and then we'll have one or two bhajans. Hari Om. गा लो भजन एक दो तीन जो भी है. दिख रहा? Sing.
Hey Ram, Hey Ram,
Hey Ram, Hey Ram,
जग में साचो तेरो नाम.
Hey Ram, Hey Ram.
तू ही माता, तू ही पिता है.
तू ही माता